But
Your
see,
birthday present is that I'm gonna make this as short as fucking possible.
Okay, I'm in the closet.
That's good. I believe in you.
I haven't plugged in my earbuds yet, I think you can tell. I need you to know that when I was referencing men screaming, I was talking about Noah Sebastian.
Okay. I don't know.
You don't know that?
No.
He's a singer of Bad Omens.
I assumed it was some type of musician you listen to. So.
Yeah, I was listening to Dethrone.
Okay.
A song about coming out of hell, dethroning God.
You know, mood.
Yeah, that's why you have to start your day with it.
No, I start my day with Baby Blue.
Are you okay?
Ex-Anna.
Are you okay?
No.
I have to listen to 19 today and cry because it's my last day of being 19.
I love that for you. My new favorite Ex-Anna song is Baby Blue. Listen, let's just admit every month I have a new favorite and it's just a constant cycle. And yet I still listen to every single song.
As you should. I haven't been listening to as much Ex-Anna for my own mental health, but you know.
Yeah. No, the last favorite was My Therapist Told Me, and then the one before that was Kitchen Lights.
Listen, nobody understands My Therapist Told Me like I do, respectfully, or Kitchen Light, or Cupid, or Yellow. Fucking hell, fuck Yellow. I'm still never mind.
I love Cupid. I think Cupid was.
I literally wrote the lyrics to Cupid on my fucking wall, Betsy. You don't understand Cupid like I do.
I think Cupid was 2 before, what was it? Not My Therapist, Kitchen Lights, because the month in between those, it was, Prey and Goddess, which, like, obviously you have to love them both at the same time. You can't love them separately. Like,
they belong together. Something blasphemous.
What?
I don't like Goddess like that.
Okay. I'm just gonna sip my coffee and,
Also, I
How to quit your podcast. I'm kidding.
I started listening to Xana over a year ago. The first song I heard by her was Kitchen Light, right. Kitchen Light still hits exactly the same as the first time I heard it, and that's fucking insane. It takes a lot for a song to still hit the same, even though I've listened to it a million times. Do you understand how crazy that is?
Yeah, that's wild. How do I have 93 subscribers on YouTube? What the hell is happening?
I don't know. I should check my channel, because I've made a bunch of posts last night on my community tab. Do you see it?
Yes.
I don't need to be posting at 4 in the morning, do I?
Probably not.
Too bad. I wasn't having a breakdown this time, so it's okay.
Okay,
you want reasonable updates.
You want to talk about this shit? Can you tell I don't like this book?
Yes.
Oh my god. Hello, welcome to a Fish and Flower podcast. I don't remember anything anymore. Listen, I'm sick. I may have the Rona. I have an excuse. I'm Flower, aka Rose. I may have the Rona. I may not have the Rona. But that's not the update. Because the update, or the fun fact, is I realized, despite the last episode was the first of the month episode, I didn't update how many series I'm in the middle of. So I'll do that now for you. It's 68. It was 69, and then I read this book.
Boo. The way it took you away from 69 is so...
Yeah. Also, I would like you to know I'm going to finish another series today, but I'm also going to finish the first book of a different series today. So it's just going to stay at 68. I'm contemplating making a TikTok of me erasing the 8, writing 7, and then erasing it, and writing 8 again.
Do it. Also, I hope you know I'm going to continue a series and finish a series today, so...
I love that for you. I'm making an effort to actually finish series right now, and I'm having a good time.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm having a good time.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay, you do your thing.
Hi, hello, my name is Fish, aka Stingray, and, tomorrow's my birthday! I'm turning 20! I've never not been depressed before my birthday, so this is a weird feeling. I don't know why I'm not depressed. We're not gonna question it. We're not gonna delve into my psyche today on this episode. That's what the last week's episode was for. Go listen to it. It's really great. It's really good. It's amazing. I promise. It's the best episode we've ever made.
A surprising amount of people did listen to it. Being as it's long. It's like almost, is it 3 hours or almost 3 hours?
Over 2 hours.
It's something long.
I think it's 2.5 hours.
Which isn't that bad, being as we're talking about 3 different books in the whole entire thing.
Considering The Winger King was 4 hours long for a singular book, yeah, I don't think that's too bad, Rose.
Yeah, it's just short of 3 hours. Alright, you done with your intro?
I missed you, by the way.
Hi. I'm not alive anymore.
Also, I need to let everyone know that I had it in the back of my mind to read, but it wasn't officially in my TBR, but Rose was like, read it. So I read Check Please, and I finished the 2nd volume last night. For like half of that, I was in your fucking walls. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I woke up to a bunch of voice messages, and then I saw all the photos of the book, and I went, ha 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 ha, yeah. And
those are videos. Did you watch them? It's just me screaming and saying I'm in your walls. It's okay.
I didn't listen, but I watched you, and I assumed you were just screaming, so I was like, I don't need to turn my volume for this. And then I went on Goodreads and
I was whisper screaming because it was like 2 to 4 a.m.
I wonder what I rated them. This is important.
Not high enough. You rated the second one 4 stars. Or at least I saw 4.
Yeah, I didn't like as much as the first one, but I did rate the first one.
I like it more, actually.
We're so different people.
But I think it's because I'm a hoe for romance because they finally got together, and obviously I don't care about the beforehand. I just want them to be together.
I would like you to know I read the first one for the first time in February of 2021, and I rated it 3.5 stars.
You rated it what?
3.5.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then I reread it. Let me do math. July, the same year. 5 months later, and I was like, why did I rate it 3.5 and up to 4.5?
Yeah, I'm asking you why as well. It's so good.
And also, I'd like you to know, my note is that the half star is just for the jacket scene at the end. Should I reread these? It's been a while.
Yes.
It's been since 2021.
Yes. The fact we weren't friends in 2021 feels so wrong.
So yeah, I only liked the second one slightly less than I liked the first one, so it's fine. Anyways,
listen, I'm sorry, how the first one ended where Jack just kissed him and left? Like, what the fuck?
Yes, if you want a recommendation, if you like Heartstopper and you want another gay sports-esque romance with school aspects and friendship,
I'm scared to know what the cat's doing outside of his closet right now. Sorry.
Then I recommend Check Please. It is very good. It's a gay hockey romance, where the top tier player on the team never been gay before, but then he meets the main character who suddenly joins the team and is like not the typical type to join this specific sport. And then they end up like having a friendship, and it's very cute. But then they end up together, and it's
okay. I was talking to Jenika about it last night too. And she's like, "Why does Biddle look like a small child compared to Jack?" I'm like, I literally said because he's a twink, and Jenika was like,
yeah.
Like, what else did you expect me to say? Like, hello? Also, I didn't fully, like, accept the fact that I really love graphic novels, until I finished Check Please, Volume 2. But I fucking love graphic novels, okay? There's, like, 27 on my wish list, not really, but you get it. And I have all Heartstopper, obviously. Then I have 2 other graphic novels that have nothing to do with anything. They're Teen Titans graphic novels. I don't have the rest of them. I want the rest of them. They're on my wish list. Maybe you could buy them for my birthday. Ha ha ha.
I thought you were telling me, and I was like,
no. How's Evelyn Hugo doing, bestie?
She's still on my desk.
Wow,
in my
that's
defense,
so sad. She's just lying on your desk. Evelyn Hugo's just lying across your desk. Wow.
I could dream. No, my nose is a constant stream of snot, and I'm pretty sure you do not want that anywhere near that book. So once I'm not dying, I will read it.
Bestie, just shove tissues in your nose and power through. Breathe out your mouth. Become a mouth breather. Accept it.
No, I'm good.
Wow.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to get Bessie to give me graphic novel recommendations for you, because that's the main genre she reads.
I have a bunch on my TBR, and like in the back of my mind, but you know.
Hey, do you think I should finish the intro?
Yes.
This is very much a stream of consciousness podcast.
I took my batteries and I had coffee mere minutes ago, so.
I took my vitamin C / cough drops.
It's already sweaty as a bitch in here.
Same. And I'm still drinking coffee, so. But yeah, this is very much a stream of consciousness podcast, very similar to how we talk to each other on a daily basis. On today's episode, we have Primal by Jenika Snow. I have thoughts and opinions. So many thoughts and opinions. How many pages of notes do you think I took? I would like to remind you this book is 87 pages.
A solid half page.
2.5.
Girl.
I know.
Girl.
I know.
I'm already fighting for my life. You think it's going to be bad for you? No, think about me. You're traumatizing me. I can't believe you would do this.
Listen, I already
My single mother is traumatizing me. It makes sense now. My life makes sense. It's come full circle. I haven't brought that joke up in a while.
No, I did tell Stingray some stuff while I was reading it, because, like, how was I supposed to live this life on my own? It was traumatic. Like, this book...
You know, I didn't like Honey before, and I really don't like it now.
Yeah. I would like everyone to know that I don't know how to go into this. Like, okay, so this is the third book in a series. What is the series called? Monsters and Beauties. The first one is the Beauty and the Beast retelling, called The Beast. I read it May this year. Stingray read it last year.
It was terrible.
I rated
it 3 stars because I didn't know what to rate it, but I think I'm going to go back and lower it. The way we read this, because of someone we're no longer friends with.
We can just blame it on them. And then I thought...
Blame our emotional suffering on them? Yeah, let's go for it.
So the second one, called The Hunter, which is Red Riding Hood and the Wolf retelling, but, like, it's only Red Riding Hood if you squint. I read for July from a 24-hour vlog, and I rated 2.5 stars, and I didn't like it. And then I thought that it was the last book in the series, and that's why I read it, but then I realized there was one more, and that's this one, and I wasn't going to read it until I read Reverse Harem, Goldilocks and Three Bears, and I went, oh, I have to read it.
You didn't have to read it, bestie.
I rated it 1 star. If you know anything about me, you should know I never rate anything 1 star. The last time I vividly remember rating something 1 star was when I read a...
I don't know if I've ever read anything 1 star.
I know, right? The one time is when I read a cowboy holiday romance.
I have.
The, like, plot and just the writing in general was not good, but then it also was racist and, bigotry and slut-shaming and body-shaming and fat phobia, sexist, you know, just all around not a good time. And that's the last time I rated a book 1 star.
You want to hear about the book I rated 1 star?
Sure.
I was thinking about it last night, actually, because I was thinking about a vlog I did a long time ago before I really started doing booktube. It was terrible. It's private, don't worry. And I read this book. It was just random-ass cozy mystery that I found. I don't know if I would call it actually a cozy mystery. I imagine if you go through my Goodreads, you'll be able to find it. But it was this... It was written by a white man. I need to preface with that. But it was about black characters.
Oh.
In the South with a restaurant and a murder occurs, you know. Between the racism and, like, you know, stereotyping and stuff like that, there's also body shaming. Literally, in the first chapter, there's a comment about fucking Taylor Swift. About how thin she was. Like, hello, besties. I don't know if you know, but she, in fact, had an illness. So, like, maybe don't be a fucking asshole. I don't know. And there's a lot of other things. It was bad. It was real bad. I didn't even rate Lord of the Flies 1 star, so.
God. Yeah, that one's at a 2 star for me, so. Yeah, it rarely
happens. The Bell Jar is 2 stars. Lord of the Flies is 2 stars. What's the first book I ever hated? Aragon, whatever the fuck that's called. I think I'll give that a solid 2 stars as well.
I think that's either a 2 or a 3 for me. I don't remember. But
It
yeah.
was so bad. You know why I read it, though? Because it was a big book and it was worth a lot of AR points, so I forced myself to read it. Because there was a lot of AR points.
That sounds very you. So yes, this book, can you tell we don't want to talk about it? One, this book traumatized me with honey. There's, like, honey sitting out on my counter near the coffee machine, because we also have an electric candle, so for, like, making tea, it's, like, right there. Every time I see it in the morning now, I think about a specific scene in this book. Stingray knows the basics of that, because I literally messaged him with a bunch of siren emojis, because I
agree with those siren emojis. I really do.
This girl really needs vaginal health, like, real fast. Someone please take her to a gynecologist. That's
I will volunteer. I will drive even though I don't have a driver's license and I cannot drive, and I will pay for it even though I do not have a job. Redacted sponsorship win.
No, here's the thing. Like, the first one was, very, like, historical.
Traumatizing.
Well, that too, but historical fantasy type thing. The second one was modern day. And this one was, like, it could be modern day, it also could have been historical fantasy. So you don't know when or where any of this is taking place.
Oh, I just thought about some stuff that happened in the Beast! Oh, no!
Yeah.
He had a tail and weird things with his things, and I don't like it here. And now we gotta go through this.
Wait till I described it. I never wrote down the description of the bears, but I will straight up tell you. They are, the smallest one is 7 feet tall, okay?
Oh, Lord, I don't like it here.
And they have the body like a muscular man, but completely covered head to toe in dark brown fur, like a grizzly bear.
I'm too gay for this. I'm literally in the closet.
They have the head of a grizzly bear, but it's described as being square. Like, multiple times, she'll be like, he turned
a square head. Are they SpongeBob? Are these SpongeBob bears?
Literally multiple times, it'll be like, he turned his square head, and I went, what does this mean?
I'm bracing myself against my clothing right now, okay?
And then he also has, they also have grizzly bear ears that twitch.
Fighting for my life already.
I was like, you know,
fighting for my life already.
I was like, you know, the whole time. I was actually just picturing them as 7 foot tall giant teddy bears.
That does not help.
I gotta go into the content warnings. I don't want to do
everyone to ever exist. That's the content warnings.
Sexual content. I have
no shit. Let's see.
Stalking and kidnapping. Blood. Pregnancy.
You know what I just remembered?
Yeah.
I just remembered I saw a reel that was like extremely dark and violent romances, and 2 of the books were tagged with necrophilia.
Oh my god. That's not romance. That's called a horror.
I don't know. That's called the, what are the layers of hell?
I don't know. But
hear me out. Don't defile dead bodies.
Yeah. So we got pregnancy in this because we gotta have breathing kink in here. I just remembered a certain aspect. You know, the part where I sent you a voice message that was like 40 seconds long with me crying at like 6 p.m. trying not to die. Yeah, I just remembered that part.
I'm about to say something so wrong.
What?
The concept of the breeding kink is not that bad.
It's
but
just how
actually breeding kink is disgusting. Does that make sense?
Hear me out. Stalked by the Kraken, the breeding kink is well done because they
Hear me out. A breeding kink in a gay context, great.
Yes.
Amazing. But breeding kink in all actuality, disgusting.
Yes. No, the one...
No, because have you noticed that a lot of gay people have a breeding kink?
No. But I don't talk to a lot of gay people. No, Stalked by the Kraken...
We delve into different sides of the internet.
Yes, clearly. I read this book. No, Stalked by the Kraken had breeding kink in it, but, like, it was well done because there was, like, communication and whatnot. So, like, they both knew what it meant and all this stuff, and what they both wanted from it, and their views on it, and whatnot. You know, how it should be done. Communication. Not in here.
You know, I feel like the way I spoke about it leads to, like, lean toward the fact that I might enjoy the idea that I don't. I was just saying. I gotta make that announcement.
Okay. So, there's also, fire injury. I took, like, 5 minutes trying to figure out what the hell they were talking about, and then I remembered, like, there's 3 different scenes where she's sitting in front of a fire. That's what they're talking about. We also have death of parent, incest, and grief.
Fun. I don't want to know what this cat is doing. I gotta ignore this cat right now.
Okay. I would also like everyone to know that, when I rated this book, I would try to figure out what to rate it for the longest time. And I was like, okay, the only book I can compare it to is the Shrek Smut. I don't remember. Get in my swamp, that's what it's called. And I was like,
the cover on that is so good, and for what?
I know, right? I kept on being
wasted.
Like, okay, I gotta be
wasted potential.
I was like, what do I rate this? And then I was like, well, it has to be like a 1.5 or something. And then I remembered I rated the Shrek Smut 1.5, and then I was like, okay, is it better or worse than the Shrek Smut? And then I went, worse, 1 star. Other things, I think my review says something like, I think I need Jesus, but I think this was actually, I'm already dead, and this was my torture in hell. Like, that's the level of shit we have going on.
Before we go in, I want to talk about the fact that I read The Chase. I finished it yesterday. Go check my Goodreads for the highlights on that, because I was fucking hilarious in them. Have you looked at them yet, bestie?
No, I haven't had time.
Go look after this. They're fucking hilarious, because I'm fucking hilarious. But who do I have to find to get a book about Hollis?
Probably the author.
I know! But what did he do to not get a book? I love him! He was the best character in the whole fucking book, and I liked him for the fucking main character, the main love interest! Granted, Summer did grow on me about halfway through, and Fitz, he grew on me, but, like, whatever. I mean, I kind of liked him the whole time. He was just a little bit annoying. But Hollis, I loved him. You'll see the stuff I highlighted about that he said, and you'll understand why I love him. It's so me-coded to like Hollis. I'm so sad he doesn't have a book. Can you tell?
How the hell is the TikTok I uploaded an hour ago at 210 views? What the hell is TikTok?
I don't know. I don't use TikTok anymore.
I don't watch TikTok. My sister now knows that I use TikTok again, so now she's sending me TikToks. And I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking watch them. I don't use it for anything other than uploading. Anyway.
I get on TikTok like once every 4 to 6 months.
I had to
for a night, and then I go on with my life.
I had to try to remember my password. That was fun. Anyways, into this actual book that I don't want to talk about. Can you tell? Because we've been recording for almost half an hour, and we haven't talked about it much.
Well, I feel like we haven't really talked in a minute, so...
So the first line of this book is, they didn't care who got me pregnant, just the one of them did.
Ew.
That is a lie, because they do really care which one of them gets her pregnant. Let me tell you, that's an aspect of the one sex scene that is 5 chapters long, and none of the chapters are from her POV.
5 chapters for one sex scene?
Well, they all gotta have a turn.
And did you say she was a virgin before all this?
There was one throwaway line about how she's never been touched.
And 5, I'm trying to think about the logistics of this, and it doesn't make sense in my brain.
Don't worry, it doesn't make sense in my brain either, and I read it. So the main character, Goldie, obviously, great name. For, the prologue, we learned that, when she first met the bears when she was 5 years old.
Disgusting.
So there were, like, stories, horror stories. They're kind of like the boogeymen, about the bears. I just call them the bears, but they are constantly called bear monsters. I don't know. She, got lost in the woods, and it was, like, night, and she was sad, and she was, like, crying, 'cause she's like, I don't know how to return home. I'm gonna, like, what do I do? All this stuff. And so one of the bears, I assume it was the oldest one, took her hand, like, she saw him and she didn't freak out, so he, like, took her hand and, like, took her back home. And so...
I mean, I guess she did a good thing, and that's the only time that's ever happened in this whole entire universe.
Yes. Don't worry, I will get into the whole creepy aspect of the fact that he first met her when she was 5. He, like, because everyone's afraid of the bears, he stays at the edge of the forest while he, like, sends her home, because, like, you can see the cottage, right?
Stay even further away from the edge of the woods, bitch. Go to a whole other fucking continent. Like, hello?
She turns around to wave goodbye to him, when she goes to enter her house, and sees 3 pairs of golden eyes watching her. And then we learn they watch her for years. She kind of knows this. She can always feel when they're around and watching her.
That's disgusting.
Yep. Cut to 15 years later.
Disgusting.
So she's 20 now.
Hey, these fucking bears. These square-ass, head-ass bears. Get a fucking hobby.
I want to see fanfic of what these bears look like.
You mean fan art?
Yes.
You said fanfic.
I recognize
Girl.
that. I'm having issues.
I also want to see fan art of these fucking square-ass, head-ass bears.
I love how we always stick on the most random facts when it comes to smut books. The fact that a planet has 2 suns but is an ice planet, weird alligator creatures, and bears having square heads.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's been 15 years later, she's 20 now, and she's been living on her own.
Why are the same age as the main character? Hold on!
She's been
When this episode comes out, I'll be the same age as the main character. Now I'm not gonna do any bear fucking. I need everyone to know that.
She's been living on her own for a year since her parents suddenly died in an accident. We don't know what kind of accident.
Oh god. I was gonna say I wish one of my parents would suddenly die in an accident, but I don't wish that. Well, on certain days.
Not
my mother. I love I love my mother.
So she lives in this cottage on her own. She has, like, a few animals that she cares for. She has, like, fish traps that she uses to get food, and there's, like, these super rare berries that she really loves that, like, only grow this time of year, near this creek or brook. It's a brook. And it's very important because there's a creek and there's a brook, but they're 2 different places. So it happens to be one of those days where those berries are growing. So she goes to the brook. It's the same brook.
Why is this me coded? Why is this character me coded? I don't like it here.
So she goes to this brook, and the bear. This is where the bear found her when she was 5.
Fucking bears.
And the whole time she's picking these berries,
I'm keeping on with that joke.
Yeah, no. So, like, the whole time she's there, she's feeling the watching her, and the memories of when she was 5 and seeing the bears, and the feeling of the watching her. 9 pages in, and we get the first mention of tingling down there, if you know what I mean.
Why do you say these things like this?
And then at the end of chapter 1, she masturbates to the thought of the bear creatures.
What the fuck? Who just casually fucking masturbates to the idea of animals?
Who she met when she was 5.
If you do that, you're weird! Go see a therapist! Go see a doctor! Don't be with any 5 million feet of any animal ever! Ah! Do you think I have thoughts and opinions, bestie?
Yes. So the bears. It switches to the oldest POV, which is how we learn the youngest name is Ursid, the middle one is Bruin, and it took me a bit to figure out the oldest one's name, because they, like, never said his name for most of it. But then I realized, because when it switches, like, POVs in in a new chapter, it will have the character's name at top. And it said Bear. And I thought, like, just the bear creature's POV. No, his name is Bear. And that took me way too long.
These names?
It took me way too long to figure that out. But Bear's the oldest. Oh, God.
What the fuck are these names?
I'm just gonna quote my thoughts. I'm just gonna quote my notes. Okay. And I quote, "Oh, don't worry, they originally only saw her as a child who they felt a protectiveness for, so they hunted and supplied berries for her family, and then when she became of age is when they realized she hot and they want to tap that."
Can we email Miss Jenika Stowe and sue her for all the emotional damages she's caused?
Yeah, also,
Jane question.
The exact phrasing that is used multiple times is that, when she became a woman. So I'm like, wait a second, is it when she hit puberty? Because, like, then she would have been a teenager. Or is it, like, as soon as she hit 18, they were like, bazinga, hot woman. I gotta know.
When she became a woman, aka any time from when she was still a child to an early teenager?
Yeah. She could have been, like, 12.
She could have been 10, bestie. She could have been 9, bestie.
I don't like that thought process.
Yeah, me either.
I think it's supposed to be like, and as soon as she turned 18, they're like putting a hot woman, but like it definitely gave me like the wording, like, no, she could have been like a.
I feel like it's supposed to be ambiguous.
I don't know. So Bear understands the stalking and watching her since she was 5 is wrong, but they still do it.
Wow. Moral compass, so great.
This is
so so more. You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, don't worry, it gets worse. So he's thinking this, right?
This is a great side stack post.
He's thinking this as he's watching her undress and bathe naked in a brook. Imagining his brother.
Hey Bear, guess what? Go kill yourself.
It gets worse. He's watching her bathe herself completely naked.
How else would you bathe?
I don't know. He's watching her. Well, here's the thing. She knows they are watching her. Yeah, so he is watching her. He's thinking about how, I mean, technically it's not that bad, because, like, I know it's wrong. As he's watching her, imagining watching her brothers go to town on her.
Ew!
While pumping one out. If you know what I mean.
Yes, I know what you mean. If you say that one more fucking time. Be a normal person. Say normal things.
No.
If you say licky lick in this episode, I will
I didn't write
get
it
you.
in my notes. I did write it.
I will get you. I'm in your fucking walls.
Oh my god, that is so cool. That's much better than this fucking book. Anyways, yeah.
What, me coming out of your walls to murder you? Yeah.
No, that post you sent me.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. Like, that's straight up fucking beautiful.
So Goldie returns home, and there's a storm coming, so she's, like, trying to, like, lock all the animals in.
Why is my nose running?
And all the stuff, and she has a lot of stuff to do. She wants to go check the fish traps, all the stuff. And it's like a good long walk away. It's like 20-minute walk away to the creek. But Lorna, her elderly and rude neighbor, invites herself to stay at Goldie's as her roof is being repaired and, like, a storm is about to happen. And she's like, here, I'll make dinner. You'll continue doing the stuff you have to do. And whatnot. So she goes to check.
I would not let this old ass bitch ass rude ass woman in my house respectfully.
She goes to check her fish trap.
I don't trust her.
And as she's leaving the creek, she slips on a rock and twists her ankle and falls, hitting her head and possibly breaking her wrist. She did not break her wrist. Like, it honestly, like, she heard like a pop and a crack.
Why did she break her wrist? Obviously, she's gonna need that in like 3 chapters. Stop.
True. No, this is 16 chapters, so in about 10 chapters. But yes. No, it doesn't break, but like she heard a pop and a cracking, so I don't understand. But yeah, she twists her ankle, hits her head, busts her wrist. You know. No.
I wish she would have died respectfully, so we didn't have to go through all this. So she didn't have to go through all this.
So of course the bears were watching her. So eventually she like gets up on her own.
Fucking bears.
And they like came closer, like they came out of the woods to like check on her, but like she's getting up on her own and whatnot, and she notices them. And they're very evident voters. In shock, she backs up and almost falls in the creek.
Wait, are they naked bears?
Yes!
I don't want to think about the anatomical features of a bear like this. I don't understand how that would work, and I don't want to know either. I'm scared, bestie. Can I go home?
No, we're not even at the worst part. So, in shock, she backs up, and slips and almost falls in the creek, but one of the bears rushes over and catches her. And then says, hours.
I wish he would have fell in the creek.
I know. He's, like, holding her up against him. He looks down at her and says, hours. And then, she passes out. Yay! Bruin was the one to catch her. They take her to their cave.
What the fuck kind of name is Bruin? We're not making beer!
So they... Listen, I'm gonna talk about architecture now. So, like, you get a respite, because I gotta talk about the architecture of their cave. So...
I like architecture, but not of caves, not for bears.
This is the funniest thing. I'm actually crying. I'm laughing so hard.
I'm crying too, but for different reasons.
Oh my god. Okay, so the architecture, so they found a very large cave. And, like, the bulk of the cave, like, the back of the cave, is very, like, cave-esque. You know, what you expected the cave.
Cave-esque? What does that mean? It's a cave. It's an opening carved out of the thing, and it's rock. Like, I don't...
Well, that's because most of the cave, including the entrance, they have retrofitted to look exactly like her cottage. But...
What the fuck?
But, like, sized up so that they can, like, fit in it.
What the fuck?
And along with that, they also have, like, all the furniture and whatnot is, like, all the counters for cooking and all that stuff, is, like, large enough where they can easily use it, but small enough where she, like, can still, like, be able to use them too if she wants,
Because she's a tiny human who can't do fucking anything, so she has to go live with fucking bears? Yeah, okay.
There's, like, a fireplace and whatnot in this, wooden cottage. There's, like, wooden beams across the ceiling and whatnot that, like, she appreciates, at one point. There's, like, a bathing room. They have a magical ability to super heat up water. I don't know. It's, like, not brought up. There's 3 bedrooms. There's, like, intricate details in the carving of all the wood. And basically they spent, like, since the moment that they, recognized that she was their mate, they've been working on this. And whatnot. So, like, anywhere from, like, 8 to 2 years. They've been working on this. Oh my god, I'm crying. This is the funniest thing to ever happen on this podcast. This isn't even the bad part. This is like the normal thing.
I know. I think I've already left my body.
So, they take her to their cave, and, yeah, once she, and I quote, became a woman, is how they word it, is when, they knew they'd have her one day. Yeah, so, also, the bears describe her as, and I quote, tiny compared to our beastly forms, her body was lush and curvy with large breasts, wide hips, and thick thighs.
Isn't that how all our fucking characters are described?
Yes. It's very important that they're very large women, so that, they can, handle the sex, but also the breeding. Wait till you hear about how their children look like. Like, hear me out.
Oh, God! I didn't think about that! I'm scared, bestie! I'm so scared! I don't like it here!
Also, apparently all 3 of the bears smell like mating pheromones. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
So they've always wanted a mate they could share and create a family with. I'd like to remind everyone they're brothers. I'm just gonna let that sit in while I sip coffee.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The way we're so far away from the ass-eating scene, like... You get no context, that's all you know. So they fight over who's bed to put her in. They've currently just laid her down on a bench and, like, put some furs on her to keep her warm.
Hi, Esty. Sorry. Just Kosar says do sleepover theme nights and read out loud. So, can I come off the walls and hang out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I got plenty of reading to do. You can watch me edit the podcast and whatnot.
Okay.
So they fight over who's bed to put her in, because she's currently on a bench right now. Knocked the fuck out. Assumably with a concussion. They're like fighting, and then they're like, no, she'll choose whose bed she sleeps in, and that's the person who gets to fuck her. But also, it's heavily hinted that Bear's the first one that gets to fuck her no matter what, so, like, why does it fucking matter? Just put her in a goddamn bed, but no, they don't. They just leave her on the bench and lick her face constantly.
What the fuck?
As she's still passed out.
Yeah, because that's fucking normal.
Yeah.
My phone's at 69%. It would be funny if it was any other episode.
She wakes up eventually. The bears are not there. They're outside.
Thank God!
So she is, like, looking around. I was like, how everything is, like, 3 varying sizes. So, like, there's, like, 3 chairs that are, like, very large, but there's, like, one slightly smaller than another, and then that one slightly smaller than another, like, to be, like, the...
Fucking hell.
The story, whatnot. Her body is hot and her heart rate is high, with both fear and arousal when the 3 bears enter the house. That's literally what I wrote.
Begging for Goldie to get a hobby.
Don't worry, they can smell her arousal.
And mental help.
They can smell her arousal, don't worry.
Of course they can! Of course they fucking can!
The reason why they created bedrooms, despite the fact that, like, they're, beasts, so, like, they don't need human comforts, is so that they have each private space to spend with their mate, aka her.
Sure.
Despite the fact that we never fucking see them use it as private space. Like, literally, the 2 times she's in a bedroom, all 3 of them are there with her, so, like, they fight a lot because they're all alphas. Really important info.
Oh my god.
They tell her they brought her to her new home, which she instantly is averse to. She's like, what do you mean new home? I have a house and, like, things to take care of and a life, you know.
I'm glad she doesn't immediately be like, okay!
Yeah, so, they decide to let her have the right to choose whose bed she sleeps in, but it's hinted she has to be with the one she chooses, which she doesn't know.
Oh my god.
They hesitantly eat the food. Oh, that's where they were. They were, like, collecting food. Like, one of them collected the berries that she loves. One of them collected fish. The 3 biggest trout they could find. I don't remember what the other one... Oh, the other one, collected stuff to make, porridge. Because, you know, Goldie loves the 3 bears.
Fucking porridge.
Which are her, like, favorite foods. And also, put honey in it because she has a sweet tooth. I just remembered the honey seed. I'm not happy. So, they make...
You're not happy?
They make food for her. At least on the bright side, there's no way Maelstrom could be worse than this. So...
Yeah, it'll probably be amazing. It'll probably, like, we'll have a good time compared to it.
Yes.
Like, everything from here on out, we'll have a good time. Yeah. If it's worse than this, oh god, Lord, do we have issues.
I mean, I already do. I read this book all the way through. So she hesitantly eats the food they made for her as they just watch her. She learns that Bear stole books for her from the village, because she likes to read. She can see... Oh, yeah, so she's just sitting there eating, and she can see their boners still.
Why don't they have pants? At least Jenika's so gonna die. She could have given them pants.
Wait, this bear can hear their pre-cum.
It would have been a little bit funny. What?
Bear can hear their pre-cum dripping on the floor.
Ew! Oh, God! She at least could have given them pants. It would have been at least a little bit funny if these big-ass, square-ass bitches had pants.
So yeah, Bear notices her watching, so he forces all three of them to like cover them up with their hands.
I'm actually gonna cry, Rose.
They admit they took her to be their mate, which she says you can't just take and force someone to be with you. And they make it known the Storm is the one forcing her to be there and be theirs, not them. It's all the Storm's fault because the Storm is
Please be so serious.
I would also like, when they came inside, snow dripped off of them and, like, onto the ground. But when she goes outside the next day, because, like, this all happens in 24 hours, it's like, described as, like, rain dripping down from the tops of the trees. So I don't understand, but, yeah, basically they're like, listen, we didn't force you to be here, like, we brought you here because you hit your head. But, like, the Storm's the reason why you have to be here, and therefore you are ours. Have fun! And I'm like, that's not how it works, but she agrees? Alright, so, they tell her she needs to eat, so that she can handle what they'll do to her.
Oh my God.
I'd like the thing she's fearing most at this moment in time is the yearning to be cared for, because no one has cared for her for a long time.
I would die before I let bears come near me in that situation.
So
this situation is literally my situation. When's the last time I was taken care of? Be so serious.
So she sits down in front of the fire. Fake reads a book while she listens to the bears communicate, but they're like communicating with like grunts and growls, so like she doesn't know what they're saying. And then Ursa comes over and checks out her ankle and like her wrist and whatnot, and is like bandaging her up. And she like for some reason decides to pet the fur on his chest. As he's doing this, and so all three of them just start purring.
I didn't know bears purred.
Yeah, me neither.
But I would have found it a little bit funny if she would have petted his head, but no.
So, I mean, in the epilogue, she does pet behind one of their ears. And
at least that was something good, because if she didn't, what's the fucking point of even having this if she's not petting them behind their little ears,
So, obviously she freaks out about these 3 7-foot-tall bear men purring at her. So she, like, goes to back away and pulls her hand away, but then Ursad takes her wrist and, like, pushes it back up against his chest forcefully and says, "Be our good girl and don't fight." He continues to wrap up her injuries as she lays down and almost falls asleep. And she feels them petting her and opens her eyes to see all 3 of them doing it, which only feels right to her to have all 3 of them touching her at once.
I want to kill myself.
Ursad starts to lick her lips and she moans.
Can we do it together?
Yes. The other 2, listen, we can do it Hannibal style, it's fine. We won't do the almost kiss, but we will do the hug and then jump off a cliff together. The other 2 lick her neck, but reality hits her and she pushes them away, which they allow. And she hides in one of the rooms. I think it's theirs, I'm not 100% sure. They offer to allow her to go home, but only if they go with her, which low-key freaks her out. And then they break their way into the room and hint that nothing will stop them from making her theirs.
I'm gonna cry.
Yep.
Why would you do this to me? My birthday's tomorrow.
I know. I should just have watched Hannibal instead. It would have been much better.
You could have been like, no episode on this Friday. We should see.
I would like everyone to know. I would like everyone to know. I have a Will and Hannibal fanfic saved on my computer right now. That's slow burn with Hannibal being a vampire, and it's like historical romance slow burn.
And you felt like the beginning was low-key, you sounded like Carmilla, and I want to reread Carmilla so fucking bad right now.
It was high-key giving me Carmilla
It's
vibes.
Carmilla time, okay? Fucking Carmilla time!
And I could have been reading
Is it not?
I mean, true. It is almost spooky month. I say it's the 6th of September. Her apprehension, makes them even harder. I forgot about that. They start stroking themselves right in front of her.
Hey, bears, go kill her.
Yeah. As Bear says, they won't force her, but no matter what, she is theirs now.
We won't force you, but you don't have a choice.
And then I wrote, the way I'd be fearing for my life. Like, hello, actions are not matching words. Like, you're all like, hello, you are ours now no matter what, but we won't force you. As they're literally stroking themselves right in front of her. Like,
if I was in this situation, I would either run away or kill myself, or both at the same time.
They straight up say the sooner she accepts this, the sooner everything will be okay.
I need someone to write a romance where the main character gets kidnapped by, like, creatures like this, but they accidentally kidnap a gay woman, and then they just get berated.
Yeah.
And then they become normal, and, like, then sleep with other creatures like them instead of humans.
Yeah.
Can someone do that for me? Thank you.
So they straight up say the sooner she accepts it, the sooner it'll be easier for her. You know, normal things to say. And then they notice that whenever she breathes, her titties jiggle like an anime girl's. That is straight up what I wrote. They decide to give her space.
Oh, I thought you meant like that. She wrote that like that, and I was gonna say, what the fuck?
So they decide to give her space.
It's only valid because you said it like that.
They decide to give her space, but they all lick a part of her, one at a time. Bear licks her breast. Or her cleavage, one of the two. Forcefully, as she tries to step away, and then and like she's like up against the wall trying to get away from him. And then Bear offers to draw her back, saying afterwards she will be theirs. And Bear is turned on by the idea of using his claws to cut her some. He takes some of his pre-cum and puts it on her lips and demands she licks it up. Instead, she says she wants to go home. So he rips.
I also want to go home, and I'm in my fucking closet. So, you know.
So he rips her bodice in half and licks her bare breast. And calls her a liar.
Respectfully put her boobs back. Leave her boobs alone.
This is not the last time this will happen. And calls her a liar and says he can smell her arousal. The two others are still, like, in the doorway, like, stroking themselves watching this. And then, Bear growls in her face, so she licks her lips like he demanded.
I'm scared to think about the anatomy of these creatures. I'm scared.
Don't worry. He so aggressively sucks a titty that she starts to bleed from his teeth. That's actually
straight people enjoy this, like, genuinely?
I don't know. They leave her alone.
No, I know for a fact there's people out here there who genuinely enjoy this. Please be normal. Like, there's other things you could do that involve, like, actual human beings. This is a little bit weird.
Just a little bit.
I'm sorry. Not to kink shame, but, like, I'm kink shaming you if you enjoy anything about this book. The one time I'll fucking do it, for real.
So they leave her alone and note the aggression to fight, over deciding who to be with her first. But Bear internally admits that night he will be the first, and then watch as his brothers fuck his cum back into her. Those are the exact words used. And I, Deadpool in parentheses, yes, I just angrily typed that. I literally was, like, pressing my keys, like, super hard, just like, I don't like it, here, why am I doing this? Like, don't worry, we're halfway through page 2. So we have about a page left. So she takes a bath. Somehow got a giant tub full of boiling hot water. It's gone for it. And so she changes into clothes they picked out and exits the room. Oh, she also braids her hair, but that's not important because it instantly comes out in the next scene. To find them waiting for her, they call her
braid.
Yes. They call her beautiful and decide to play a game where they tell her to run. She decides she wants
I want someone
them.
to braid my hair.
She decides she wants them and doesn't care what others think, so she runs. You know, hunter versus the prey type. Shit goes on.
Anyways, sorry to interrupt again. A pretty girl coming over to braid my hair when, truly. Anyway.
So, they chase
my
her.
schedule's open anytime, you know.
This is the last time we get her POV for a bit. Let me tell you. They chase her through the actual cave. Like, not the cottage part of the cave, but the actual cave. Yeah, this is how you know, the smut scene's about to happen, because, we lose her POV when the smut happens. Does she orgasm? I don't know.
Probably not.
It's, like, half-heartedly mentioned, like, one time she may have.
I'm gonna go with no.
So, she's running through the cave, trying to hide,
I'm sorry.
So, like, she hides, they find her, and so she continues to run, and Bear, rips open this bodice, making it so she has to run with her boobs out.
Can we stop ripping bodices? Those are difficult to construct and fix and etc.
It's funny, because after the next morning, I would like to remind you that this is the same fucking day. The next morning, she's like, I put on my clothes. I'm like, bitch, what clothes? They ripped open your clothes. But basically, oh god, I just saw the part that I wrote in all caps. So, she's running for, like, a few more feet when Ursula rips apart the rest of her brand new outfit. And they corner her against a wall as she holds the pieces of her dress to herself. And they demand she admits she wants them, so she does. They take away the ripped dress, leaving her bare in front of them. And that is it for her POV until the next morning. It's time!
I don't like it here.
It's time!
Hold on.
I'm holding on. Because I just read what the next line I wrote was.
Actually, don't hold on, continue on, but I have to blow my nose, but I'll mute myself.
Okay, well, I would like you to know that the next line is that Bear has Ursula grab the honey.
I hope you know I stopped mid-blow.
Don't worry, she does that too.
Kill yourself.
I may have to.
I hope people know when I tell Rose to kill herself, I'm joking. I wouldn't tell anyone I don't know to kill themselves. Thank you for your time.
So, basically, this is where...
I love how I just implied that I would, like, full on tell my friends to kill themselves. Like, I'm joking, obviously. It's okay. We know the type of friendship we have. You don't know the type of friendship we have, okay? Like, it's fine. I can tell Rose to kill herself, and I know she won't actually do it. It's okay.
Listen, we have the type of friendship where when emotions get too high, we either tell the other person to kill themselves, or we say how we're gonna kill ourselves. Like, that's it. That's our whole friendship. Tell me I'm wrong.
You know, maybe I should stop saying that so much, because when I genuine feel like it, no one actually believes me.
Oh my god. So,
I'm mentally ill still, no worries, okay? I'm having a good day,
the
though.
honey is coming. So they bend Bear, or no, they bend her over Bear. Bear's against the wall. He's, like, thrusting up into her. Like, not into her, but he's thrusting against her. I'm
trying to understand the logistics of this already.
As Ursula eats her ass. And then Ursula, this part is all in all caps, right? Ursula puts honey in her asshole and then eats it. It is described as being dripping down further.
How does honey drip?
I don't know. It looks like really.
That took a long time to get there. How was this man just standing there for like 10 minutes before he did what he did? Or
I don't know. So Bruin gets jealous.
Honey doesn't fucking drip easily. I
know. Bruin gets jealous and pushes Ursula aside and sticks his tongue in her ass. As Bear licks every part of her he can reach before making him stop. She has bit her lips so hard that it's bleeding. So Bear licks it up and then says all three of them will be with her at once, and once it's done, and I quote, "you'll be knocked up by one of us." Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. I really thought it was gonna be like filling all 3 holes type stuff. No, it's not. And then I would like, my next note is, and I quote, "Lol, the main sex scene starts at 69%."
I want to give it to her, but I can't.
So Bear gets possessive and carries her to his room, literally throws her over his shoulder and whatnot, and throws her on the bed.
That's only valid when Fitz does it, thank you.
Yes. And throws her on the bed.
I love how you agreed and you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through this. So he throws her on the bed where they spread her wide and stare at her before Bruin breaks and has a, and I quote, "little licky lick."
Kill yourself.
Bruin throat fucks her.
This would be slightly enticing if it was in any other context.
Urson wants a turn, so she jerks off Bruin while sucking off Urson as Bear fucks her. And then I wrote, "Don't worry, Bear will take it slow to," and I quote, "break her in."
Yeah, because we've been taking it slow this whole fucking time.
Oh, this is the part where I cried, okay? Because, this is happening, eventually she stops sucking and jerking off the other two, How does
she know what to do?
I don't know. And literally it's described as she living in the middle of nowhere and, like, not really having seen anyone other than her family or her neighbors, so, like, she hasn't really seen a man.
Has she even seen a human organ before?
I don't think so.
And then, like, the bears are not the same. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the bears are not the fucking same.
You're right, because the next part is when I cry, because and then he suddenly is nodding. Yep, nodding is a thing in this book.
Listen, I understand what nodding is, but I don't fully understand how it occurs, and I don't want to know either because once again, I'm sorry, but I have to reiterate the fact that I in fact only like women. I'm scared.
I'm scared too. So yeah, there was nodding. She is instantly very uncomfortable about this and trying to get him to, like, not do that. And he's like, nah, just relax. And has her relax by sucking off one of the bear. I don't know which one of the other ones, but, like, so relax? I don't know.
Yeah, because that makes sense. I mean, I don't think they can really just stick some ASMR on in the background or anything. Like,
true.
So classical piano music, I don't think that'll fit the vibe.
So yeah, that happens.
Crackling fire, background ambiance, I don't think that's a thing. Like,
yeah, so afterwards
hell ambiance, that's what it needs. This is what this really fucking needs, hell ambiance. Because if you didn't know, hell ambiance is a fucking thing.
Okay, yes.
It's very useful.
Afterwards, he makes her put her legs in there, and it's like, he's like nodding in her for like 20 minutes. Or something, and then afterwards he makes her put her legs in the air to make sure she gets pregnant. Isn't
that like a crazy long time, or do I not know anything about anything?
I don't know either. That was like 2 chapters from Bruin's, or not Bruin, Bear's POV. Now we get Bruin's, who is the middle one, who is the one who likes ass stuff. You can tell because he instantly flips her over. So apparently, the bears made an agreement that only Bear can release in her, so that the first cub will be his.
And let me guess, they go in order for the fucking cubs. Ew. Because what the fuck else would they do?
No.
Wow.
Because Bruin's is the 3rd one. And I think he's the 2nd brother.
Why? What? Oh my god. You're gonna fucking do it! Fucking do it correctly!
Yeah, right? We learned that Bruin plans to at some point soon gnaw his own claws off. Because they have claws for fingernails. Right? So we can stick his quote-unquote finger, because it's actually just like, they have like pads and kind of like paws, but like it makes it a paw and a hand.
Yeah.
He wants to stick a finger in her ass. That's the moral of the story. This whole entire chapter is a lot of him just slapping her ass.
I hope I was checking my email to try to cope, but I don't have any new emails.
So he flips her over, and it's been like 2 minutes since the last time she was pounded into. And, yeah, he fucks her as Ursid sticks his, talk back in her mouth. That's literally what I wrote. Also, it's just, like, a thing where, as they're coming, or right afterwards, they, bite the side of her neck. Like, with teeth and everything. So, like, at the end of this, she has, like, 3 giant bite marks all along her neck. And now it's Ursid's turn. So, like, he flips her back over onto her back, and he, like, feels bad because he's, like, going full force 100% instantly, and he's like, I gotta feel bad because, like, she's been through a lot, and she's probably sore and all this stuff, but he's like, I don't care.
Yeah, I would think she's real fucking sore considering she's never had physical contact with anybody ever.
So, as he's going at it, Bear and Bruin, are jerking themselves off onto her while petting her hair, making me wonder why she took a bath first. Because I would like you to know, at the end of this sex scene, Bear has come on her once. Bruin and Ursid both each have come on her twice. Because they can't come in her because of the rule. So, like, Bruin did it on her ass, and Ursid will do it on her chest. But, like, Bear has to remind him to come out because, like, or pull out because, like, he doesn't want to. Yeah. Oh yes, that happens, is the end of the sex scene. They make her clean them up with her mouth, and then she falls asleep. And it's like, it shows, no, not shows, because it's tell not show, but, they grab cloths to, like, clean her up, but, like, literally, it cuts to the next morning to her waking up, and she's literally still covered in, like, the dried cum all over herself. And I just imagine,
That's
you know, when
disgusting.
you, like, put glue on your hand and, like, it crinkles and whatnot, that's what I was imagining. All over her body.
Is that how it is? I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either, but it's, like, all over her body. All over her body. So what cleaning did they fucking do? But yeah, she's alone, there's, like, no one.
You know, I'm glad we both don't know. I'm glad we have never been in this situation, you know?
You and me both. She decides, when she finds the place empty, to go home. But it was a trick by the bears, knowing she needed to go home, so they, take her. They're all like, you have to choose us, but to willingly choose us, you have to see, be reminded by, what was before, and whatnot. So, like, we knew it was gonna happen, so we just made it happen on purpose. Lorna steps out, and sees the 4 of them and mentions, Goldie finally finding what she was missing. And then leaves.
What the fuck?
So they get together all, like, her supplies and her animals and take it back to the cave cottage, and basically they all live there. This is the epilogue. Hildy is, the newborn, which is Bruin's.
What the fuck kind of name? What are these fucking names, man? Like,
and she, so the Hildy is the one that most looks like Goldie, right, of the 3, babies, but, basically, they, look like the bears, covered in fur, but the fur is Goldie's hair color, and she has her blue eyes, and, Hildy has more of a human face and less of a bear face, meanwhile the other 2 have more bear faces.
with square-ass, bitch-ass heads?
Apparently. So there's also, the 2 other kids are Sony and Gus. Gus is Bear's, Sony is Ursid's. It's basically described as, like, they know which one's is which because they can smell it from the pheromones. But, they treat, like, it's all, instead of, like, them being, like, the uncle to these 2 other kids or whatnot, it's, like, they have all 3 dads. Like, they're the 3 dads to these 3 children. Like, it's not, like, one of them has a child. It's, like, it's their child as a collective. And whatnot. And then, we learned, like, it's time to put the kids down for bed, and, Goldie's so excited because, she knows her bears are ready to make baby number 4. And that's how the book ends. Can I go to bed yet? I don't like it here.
Yes, you can, and so am I, even though I have to film a wrap-up and film another part for another, vlog, and,
Same. I have a lot of shit I gotta do today.
Read.
Edit this. Anyways.
I need to edit too. I have so much shit to edit. Like, I have multiple videos to edit.
Anyways, this shit was not it, fam. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I'd like to move on from this as soon as possible, so, what are your final thoughts so I can fucking just...
No.
Yeah, same! Same! Quick question. Where did she get her clothes? They ripped apart two different outfits. And she only had the outfit she was wearing.
How does bare anatomy work, but at the same time I really don't want to fucking know. Like, I'm too curious for my own good, but at the same time, if I knew, I would...
Hate yourself?
Do something so drastic.
Me with the soul to keep on the weird tentacle penis.
Honestly, I would prefer to read A Soul to Keep than to ever encounter this again.
You and me both. And that book is like 500 pages, and this one was 87.
The way A Soul to Keep could have actually been good, but I don't think there's any way to redeem this.
Yeah. This was just not it, Bam.
Good thing it's over. And if any more books come out in this series, you're not fucking reading them, right?
Agreed. I am not reading anymore.
Good, I love you. You can finish the other series.
Yeah, I have 68 other series to finish. It's fine.
And every time you ask me, or if I ask you if I can pick one of your books, it's going to be you finishing or continuing a series. You're welcome.
I'm not sure about
I miss
that.
Mara Dyer. Do you miss Mara Dyer?
Yes. Do you have any other thoughts about this hellish book?
No.
Okay, good. I'm leaving it off on that, because I don't want to talk about this book ever again. I literally am going to edit this, and then I'm going to try to erase it from my mind. The only time I'm ever going to bring it back up is when I have to talk about my least favorite books of the year, and, my wrap-up for this month. Like, that's it. It's going to be one sentence.
Did you stop recording?
No.
Okay, good. I was going to say, if you've listened this far, yesterday was my birthday. When this comes out, it was my birthday, so, like, tell me happy birthday. Like, in the comments, if you're listening on YouTube, where you can, like, DM me or tweet me or, like, etc., etc. Tell me happy birthday, you know? Like, I think I deserve that for going through this. Wow, you're not going to tell people to tell me happy birthday? That's so rough.
Yeah.
You love me, for real.